Welcome to Hydra Hacks 2. The team and I are so excited to have you here building, learning, and connecting with new people. I'm Rebecca Wang, the founder and lead director of Hydra Hacks, and I'm here live from San Francisco to kick off the best weekend of the entire year. These next 46 hours will be filled with projects, friendships, and ideas you can take with you on your tech journey. We have amazing workshops and fun events planned like the Hacker Cup. Because this is a virtual hackathon, we do ask that you follow our code of conduct and ensure your behavior is respectful and kind throughout the weekend, including in calls and chats. Remember, the Hydra Hacks is a hackathon for marginalized genders, so hackers identifying as a cis male are welcome to mentor and judge instead. Let's switch onto what's happening this weekend. To start off, Swagbot has posted 5 main links in the Discord channel. The shipping form for all free swag thanks to our sponsors, the YouTube channel link, the website hydrahacks.org, dev posts where specific tracks and project submissions are located. If you are unfamiliar with dev posts, organizers Grace and Leslie are hosting the Hackathons 101 workshop right after this opening ceremony. And finally, the comprehensive guide. The guide contains hacker perks and the schedule in which you will find descriptions and links to all events. Personally, I would check out the Women in Tech panel and Bob Ross Paint Night. Talking about women in tech, let's hear from our first keynote speaker, Niharika Makam. Niharika is a rising senior at UC San Diego pursuing cognitive science with a specialization in design and interaction.
Hi, Hydra Hacks. My name is Niharika, and I'm extremely humbled and honored to be here with you today as your keynote speaker. I think that when I was asked to do this, the first thought in my head was, why me? I am definitely not the best coder out there or the smartest, so why me? This really made me think, that voice in my head telling me these negative thoughts and reinforcing it. The real imposter syndrome in my brain was the imposter syndrome I felt. My journey was quite average. I started off as an average high school student, nothing special. I went on to graduating in 2019 and entered as a freshman at UC Merced studying cognitive science. I genuinely didn't know what I wanted to do with my degree. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I just knew that I was just moving. There was a moment in a class called Cognitive Engineering I took my sophomore year where I was assigned to read this book written by Don Norman. It's called Design of Everyday Things, highly recommend. But it was the first book that I felt completely immersed. With a little bit of digging, I realized that Don Norman was now a retired professor at UC San Diego. I think that was enough motivation for me to apply and see if I could get in. Even though I really enjoyed my time at UC Merced, I felt like I wanted to be closer to the design community of the founding father. I am currently an incoming senior here at UC San Diego studying cognitive science with a specialization in design and interaction, the exact place my heart was set on. I think that it was such an interesting journey for me also exploring, because the one thing that was constant in my life was the idea of doing things that were outside of my comfort zone. I first last summer interned at Amazon Web Services, AWS, as a program manager intern. Even though I knew nothing about that role, I was very curious and I was very excited for the opportunity. I decided to take it, learned more about what wasn't meant for me than what was actually meant for me. This summer, I'm interning at a design firm called AirUp, and here I'll be a UX researcher. As you can see, that these two paths are very different. Yet, in life, I really strongly believe that it's about learning and going and moving forward and exploring through ideas and creativity. I think that the biggest lesson through this has also been the fact that even though I didn't like what I was doing, or I realized that this path wasn't for me, I learned exactly what I liked and disliked. But the most important thing was I kept trying and I kept moving forward. Imposter syndrome is something that doesn't go away. I think the one thing that's really keeping me going is grounding myself in my truth. Actually, the reality is that no matter how experienced someone is, no one really knows what they're completely doing or where they're going. For some of you, this hackathon might be your first, but you should be celebrating yourself for being here today as you are exploring something outside of this box you may call your comfort zone. It is truly an indication of your growth and learning journey. And I think it's a really important component of becoming the best version of yourself. You might end up liking it, you might end up disliking it. But the most important thing is that you will carry on these experiences forward. And every single experience you have is going to be shaping the reality you will live tomorrow. And on this journey we call life, there's also one truth you can always rely on. Whenever you need help, help will be there. All you have to do is ask. I am so proud of each and every one of you who's here and present today, because it genuinely goes to show that you are taking such a big initiative with your growing and learning journey. You may face many hurdles this weekend and in life, but be sure to ground yourself in your truth and strive to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Learn as much as you can and make sure to experience as much as you can. Or learn what you like. More importantly, learn what you dislike. And finally, I will leave you with this. A couple of weeks ago, I was really struggling with understanding my own journey and struggling with understanding my own truth. But a close friend mentioned to me, or asked me rather, if the you from 5 years ago saw you today, would they be proud? And with that, I wish you the best of success and luck. If you would like to connect, feel free to add me on LinkedIn and reach out. I wish you best of luck again and have a great weekend.
Niharika, thank you so much. Now on to the long-awaited tracks and prizes. First, every participant receives this list of free swag. Keep an eye out for giveaways and fun events in which you can win additional prizes like plushies and website domains. Top 6 overall receive product hunt t-shirts, like this awesome one right here, and subscriptions to Wolfram services. For those new to coding or more on the UI UX side, Hydra Hacks has a track just for you. Prototyping. Submit a prototype using platforms like Figma. If you don't know what that is, come join the Figma prototyping workshop hosted by Bell in about 4 hours. Next, we have the best data science hack, best empowerment hack, organizer's choice, and best beginner hack. The best beginner hack is for any team that is composed of 50% or more first-time hackers, meaning Hydra Hacks is your first hackathon. We also have the Assembly AI Challenge. Check out the Assembly AI Discord channel and join their workshop on Saturday 10 a.m. Pacific Time if you're curious to learn more. Finally, the top 3 overall team all win Neuron swag and cool trophies. Third overall receives Amazon Echo Dots. Second overall receives $50 DoorDash gift cards. And first overall receives Apple AirPods and a $100 donation to any Bay Area organization of their choice. Now let's give a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Maya Dumet. Maya has made immeasurable impacts in the Major League Hacking and Code of Clancy communities, earning national awards from the Brian Cameron Education Foundation and the Apple Worldwide Developers. Maya, off to you.
Hello, hackers! Welcome to Hydra Hacks. My name is Maya Dumet. I am a student organizer and advocate, as well as coder, of course, who is passionate about the intersection of government and computer science for social good causes. I am currently an incoming first year at Harvard College, of course, studying computer science and government, and I want to thank you all for allowing me the honor to welcome you all into this incredible hackathon. Believe it or not, hackathons is where I got my start in computer science. So over the years, a lot of things have changed, down from my personality, my favorite foods, everything. I'm 18. But the one thing that has remained the same is my love of social justice. As someone who has spent time in the foster care system, as the daughter of a single mother, as a young Black woman in America, social justice and the pursuing of it was something that felt natural. And I remember at the age of 11 not understanding the world at all, but I do remember the 2016 presidential election being a focal point of my history class, and I was absolutely captivated because the one thing that I did understand at that age was that I could not simply advocate for gender equity. I could not isolate myself and advocate for racial equity, because I knew that I had identities that fell at the intersections of so many different forms of activism and advocacy. And so what captivated me about politics was that these candidates could speak about the economy down to housing. And I found that within these issues are social justice issues. And so I went along with that path. I was like, I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to enact change in this way. And I immersed myself in the realm of political organizing, and I loved it. I loved learning about governance. I loved seeing how the political organizing that I was doing on a local, state, and national level could funnel down to a real impact on the lives of people and bettering their lives. And I was just heading on that track, and then COVID hit, and all of a sudden I could not canvass, and knock on doors and register voters. And for the first time, I also had no homework. And so with this, I was, for lack of better words, extremely bored. And I started teaching myself how to code, and it changed my life. I remember before starting a formal coding camp, I actually got my start in hackathons, and I found hackathons to be such amazing spaces in terms of no one was grading me, there were prizes, and there was ample opportunity to learn. And hackathons like Hydra Hacks is what propelled me to start looking out for other opportunities to learn how to code. It led me to Code of Classy in the summer of 2020, where I began coding my final project during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. And this light bulb went off in my head. And I just kind of thought to myself, I can always call my senator and say, hey, I want to advocate for this policy to enact real change in the lives of, my family, my friends, my peers, and the community around me. But in addition to that, I could also code something to raise awareness. I could code technology that would support and uplift these marginalized communities and address these issues. And so I learned about the immense power of code. And I think that is something that I want all of you to consider as you navigate Hydra Hacks, because it absolutely changed my life. It changed my life, it changed my advocacy, and it was just incredible. And it led me to this vibrant place where I am now intersecting government and computer science for social justice, these disciplines that seem worlds apart for this larger cause. Coding is truly a superpower, as I learned at Code of Classy in coding my final project, which I have yet to mention that it was a project uplifting Black culture and raising awareness about the Black Lives Matter movement. And it was just transformative. And that's the power, not only code, but hackathons as well. This could change your life. It could change the whole trajectory of the work that you are doing, the things that you are passionate about. Coding is so very, very very expansive, and it holds so much space for the things that you love and the things that you want to do. And so with that, I congratulate you for taking the first step in your computer science or STEM or UX design journey. And I extend a warm welcome, and I wish you the absolute best of luck at Hydra Hacks. And I challenge you to consider more.
Maya, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experiences. The team and I cannot emphasize this enough, but Hydra Hacks would not be possible without your support. Seeing how over 400 of you have gathered this weekend to learn and develop your ideas into reality is so inspiring. Whether you're halfway across the world or in California, thank you. Finally, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, especially Neuro, Assembly AI, and Balsamic. Are you ready? Let's start hacking.